So my dad always used to tell me growing up, decide what you want and write it down. And so as a teenager, I created a goal folder, and this is it. I found it a few years ago, and I was so pleased that I did, because it was so cool to go through it. Like I had my beetle in there, and I scribbled out the person's face, and I stuck a picture of my face over the top, but I think it must have come off. And then like pictures of like houses and holiday homes and like a tree house for the back garden. Well, why ever not? And then I put like a statement, like a bank statement in here, and I changed it from, it said originally that it had £136 in the bank, I think. So I changed it and added some noughts, and I changed it to 136,797,250 pounds. Like I was still at school, so I've got my grades, and I Tipp-X'd out all of my grades and changed it to A. And then I wrote on the back exam results, and I put all the results I wanted to get. And I put a bottle of perfume in here of how I wanted my life to smell when I was successful. And I'd get it out and like have a sniff and like smell what success smelled like. And then I would envision, like, I don't know, I just had the feeling of success. And I think for me it was just this idea of feeling happy and content and just living my best life and like living big. So for example, like I, had pictures of like having a yacht. And so just like just dreaming big, allowing myself to dream big and to just get excited about the things that I wanted, how I was going to be able to afford my Beetle Cabriolet and what I was going to do. And then I put another premium bond value at the back, and that was worth 400 million. I dream big. But it's, firstly, if you have kids, then this is something really fun to do with your children or teenagers, to get them to start thinking about what they want to make happen in their life and just have fun with it. Because now for me, looking back on this from when I was a teenager, it's just amazing that at such a young age, I began to dream big and to think about what I want to create and what I want my life to be like, what I want my life to smell like, what success feels like. And it was all because I had someone in my life, my dad, who was guiding me and mentoring me and helping me to see that if I wanted to create success, it was on me, and I had to get clear on what it was that I wanted, and I had to write it down, put something together. So I still do this stuff to this day, for both my personal life and for business. I just see this as a bit of fun, but it's a bit of fun that is very powerful, because while this all looks really fun pictures, things you want, like it's about dreaming, it's actually about getting really intentional about creating success. I know I always say this like a broken record, but success is not an accident, it's something we create on purpose. So if you create your own goal folder, it forces you to get clear about what your dreams actually are, what it is you're trying to create. And then you begin the process of creating with so much more intention, which means you're going to build the business and the life of your dreams rather than just doing something not quite sure where you're trying to get to. I would highly recommend to do this. So if you wanted to create your own goal folder, the first step that I would say is, firstly, have a dreaming day. So just take a day where you can just connect with yourself, you can journal, maybe take yourself off somewhere really nice if you've got like a nice like park or lake, or even if you go to a hotel for a day and then you sit in like a really nice little lounge area or something with a nice drink, a cup of tea, a glass of champagne, and just start to like think about what you want to make happen in your life, what you want to make happen over the next year, what you want to make happen in your business, how you want to feel, and start connecting with that and writing down, and just give yourself permission to do it without editing. So forget anything feeling unrealistic or out of reach, who cares? Who cares? You live one life. If you want to make it amazing, then you need to stop with the self-limitation. You have to think big and expand your thinking. So use this dreaming day as a way to do it. Give yourself permission on this one day that you're going to allow yourself to just dream big. You need to allow yourself to ease your way in, because if you just sit down like, right, I'm going to create this goal folder, you're going to probably be like, you don't know what to put in it. So you need to ease your way into it by just starting to think, starting to journal, and enjoy the process. And so once you have started thinking about it, you're probably starting to get some clarity and some ideas around what it is that you want to make happen. So then begin to be a bit more proactive, and you can then take yourself off to your computer and you can think about the things you want. So for example, maybe there are material things you would like, or maybe you actually want to take one of your bank statements and print it out and you want to change it so that it actually says something different in your bank account. You've got some extra noughts on the end or something. So go and do that, print it out, stick it in your goal folder. And maybe it's that you there's a dream house that you want, and so you're going to put your dream house in your goal folder, or a car, or maybe it's a magazine you want to be featured in, or a TV show you want to be featured on, or you want to write a book, or you want to get your book published by a certain publishing house. So take their logo, print it out, and put it in your goal folder. So just think about the things that you want in your life, or the things that you want in your business, and start printing out ideas or printing out images that represent that idea. And maybe for some of it, it's not that you could print it out. Maybe it's that you could go into a document and you could create something yourself. So maybe it's a statement that you're going to put into your goal folder. So a statement of achieving a certain thing or a certain outcome that you can put in there. So have fun with it. Maybe you, like me, want to put in there a bottle of perfume of how you want your life to smell. Like, what does success smell like and feel like for you? Create an energy around your goal folder, the energy of success, so that every time you come to that goal folder, it's like it's got magic powers, and you connect so deeply with that energy of success and what that means for you, that it just feels like everything in here is already on its way to you. You're already manifesting it, and you just have the most unbelievable amount of trust that what you've put in here is already yours. It's just like a really fun exercise to do that is unbelievably powerful. So just take those time out to do your dreaming day, then take it a step further and start printing out ideas, and then start putting them into your goal folder and start really getting clear about what that energy around your goal folder is. Once you've created your goal folder, you can come back to it over and over and over again to remind yourself of the things that you want to achieve, the things that you want to make happen, the kind of life that you want to live, and you can stay really connected with how that feels, so that you create success with so much more intention. I know for me, it's just been such a fun thing to do, and I love looking back on this stuff. I've got all sorts of crazy things from like over the years. Like I drew out floor plans of like my dream house and what that would be like. And I feel like it's all contributed so much to help me to get to where I am today, because I'm so intentional about what it is that I want to make happen. And we can all do it. We all have the power to take a minute to think about, well, hey, where is it that I am going and what is it that I'm trying to achieve? And yeah, just getting more intentional about it. So I hope you enjoy this fun little idea and try it out for yourself and let me know how you get on with it. And I will see you next time.